I'm making crispy chicken strips. Here's the great thing, we're gonna replace this with these. Start by cutting your chicken breasts into 6 equal pieces. Sprinkle with a little bit of salt on both sides. And now I'm going to do half of them with a little smoked paprika. You can use whatever is in your pantry. And now a little bit of black pepper. Onto the breading. Start by whisking your eggs with a little bit of grated garlic. Moving on. Then in this dish, we're gonna add a little bit of flour and season that with salt and a little pepper. And in the final dish, we're gonna add some panko. You can find that next to the breadcrumbs in your grocery store. I like using panko instead of breadcrumbs. They tend to stay crisper, especially in this dish. All right, take your chicken strip, place it in the flour, and you wanna get it nice and evenly coated in the flour. And then this is where a lot of people go wrong. You need to make sure you pat the flour off. Once that's all off, then the egg is gonna stick better. Now into the egg. Make sure you let most of the egg drip off, because again, if you don't, then your panko's not gonna stick. There we go. Now into the panko. Sprinkle some on top. Get a nice even coating. Now the one thing you may have noticed is I use one hand for dry ingredients and one hand for wet ingredients. And that way I don't end up breading my whole hand. It's breaded, we are ready to fry. That's a little heavy. For frying, we're gonna use medium heat. When the pan is nice and hot, add a little oil. Let the oil get hot and then add your chicken strips. The reason we are frying in this recipe is because we want to cook out the raw taste of the flour. And we want to create flavor, so that golden brown color. Once the chicken strips are nice and brown on one side, flip to the other side, and then just let cook another minute or 2. Move them to a wire rack set in a baking sheet. These are still raw inside, so we're going to continue cooking them in the oven. Chicken strips are perfectly cooked. Now here's the great thing. If you don't eat them all, let them cool down, freeze them, then wrap them in plastic wrap, and you have an easy meal for later on. And you know what? These are so good, I'm just gonna eat them by themselves. Yeah.